Few introductions and notes of appreciation to make tonight. We have lost the services of a faithful servant, Otto Warner, who passed away regrettably this week, and it's with sadness. He had served this city and this commission for an extensive number of years, and his sage advice is going to be truly missed on this commission. I was thinking if they need a land use planner in heaven, they certainly have a great servant. The other member on our commission that's missing tonight, and Tate, if you're listening in, we're sorry to have you have to resign due to your health reasons, and your service to this commission has certainly been noted, and we're certainly going to miss your participation and contributions greatly. To fill Tate's service, we would like to welcome some new commission members. Rick Lingerfelt is one of our new commission members that will be serving the remainder of Tate Irvin's term. Also joining our auspicious group and gladly volunteering are Judy Francis, who comes with a great deal of background in land use planning, and we're glad to have you volunteer and join our commission. Another new member is Pete Wallace, a recent retiree, but we're going to put him back to work. And we certainly welcome you to have you with us, and look forward to your contributions to our commission. Other notes of appreciation are the loss of service of our two previous commission members. One was Mark Scholler, who served two terms, and was also our vice chairman, who we will dearly miss. And we certainly have appreciated their service. And the other loss to our commission, who had finished his term, was Jimmy Kirksey. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for your time and effort and contributions to this commission. Moving forward, one item that was not on our agenda that we added is we are at the end of a term of office for the chairman as well as our vice chairman, and would like to initiate an election process here for the term 2013 to 2015. And at this time, I'd like to open up nominations for the office of chairman. Are there any?
Everybody volunteer at once.
I move that we re-elect you.
I second that.
Okay, I have a nomination and a second. Is there any others?
Do we have a second?
Yeah, we had a second.
Okay.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay, then without the vote, I assume by acclamation, we will move forward. Next item is, thank you, sir. Next item is nominations for the position of vice chairman. Are there any nominations to be made? I would like to nominate Bill Lennon, if you would so serve.
That's what you get.
Okay, I have a
Second.
motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Okay, all in favor, seeing none, we move to Bill Lennon. If you will accept the position of vice chair. Thank you, sir. All right, moving on. Our old business is review and approval of our February 14th meeting minutes. You've had the opportunity to see those. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections that you observed or read? Seeing or hearing none, I'll move that those minutes be approved. And now we turn to the review of our previous city council action since we have held our last meetings. So, Lee, do you have any?
We do have one item of business that was taken up by the city council since our last meeting. That was the consideration to rezone 1.96 acres of property at 100 W.A. Harris Road. You may recall this was from light industrial. The request was from light industrial to general business. The recommendation that went forward from the planning commission was to neighborhood business. The owner agreed to the change. or the applicant agreed to the change. That item went before the City Council as a neighborhood business zoning request. It was approved as submitted, and that zoning is now in place at that location. And I believe the business is open.
Any other comments or questions for Lee on that? Hearing none, we turn to appearances on our agenda. This is a particular time. If there's someone in their audience that would like to address a planning or zoning issue that is not on our agenda tonight, please step forward. And seeing none, we will move into new business. And on that, our first item is consideration of a rezoning of 1.299 acres of property, which is located at 127 West Parker Road, and the request is changed from office and institutional to general business. This request is submitted by Telco Community Credit Union. Lee, would you give us the staff evaluation on that request?
Okay, if you'll turn your package to the rezoning evaluation, this is case number 13-004, submitted by the Telco Community Credit Union. The property is located at 127 West Parker Road, and the tract size is just slightly under 1.3 acres. The property is presently zoned office and institutional, which has been that zoning classification since 1985. Office and institutional districts are intended to allow a variety of office and service uses, along with limited and directly related commercial uses. Single-family and multifamily residences are also permitted in the office and institutional area at a density of 13.5 dwelling units per acre. The requested zoning change is to general business. GB districts permit a wide variety of commercial, service, light warehousing uses, a lot of retailing. The district also permits single-family and multifamily uses at the same district density as office and institutional at 13.5 dwelling units per acre. General business districts are normally found along our major roadway corridors where you have high traffic counts. The area is subject to noise, light, late-hour operations, and in locations that do not adversely affect low-density residential uses. Continuing on in the evaluation, public services, access is provided to this property from West Parker Road, which connects to South Sterling Street. West Parker is a two-lane minor thoroughfare that is maintained by the City of Morganton. The roadway we estimate to carry approximately 1,300 vehicles per day, and that's based on DOT 2011 traffic counts in the area. This is well under the estimated capacity of the roadway, which is roughly 9,500 average daily trips, so it's well under capacity. South Sterling Street, which is adjacent to West Parker Road, is a 5-lane major thoroughfare. It's maintained by the North Carolina Department of Transportation. We have seen a steady traffic volume in this area over the past 10 years. It ranges anywhere from 15 to 16,000 average daily trips. There are currently no plans to alter this roadway. However, the new interchange at exit 105 will likely result in higher traffic volumes in the years ahead, and we will probably see greater demand for development in and around that interchange. Water is provided via a 6-inch water line located along West Parker Road. The 6-inch water line is in good condition and is adequate to serve a general business use at this location. Sewer is also available. There's an 8-inch city sewer line located along West Parker Road, and it is adequate and in good condition to service commercial activities at this location. The Mission 2030 plan, which is our long-range land development plan, anticipates a commercial expansion along the South Sterling Street and West Parker Road area in the general vicinity of this property. The plan also acknowledges that the area around the Foothills Higher Education Building and Conference Center should be protected for potential future expansion. You can see on the map in front of you, Chad, if you'll turn on the screen. You can see the existing zoning in and around the area, the Foothills Higher Education Center, office and institutional, and the areas in behind it. The property in question is hatched in. Directly adjacent to it is currently used by the Telco Credit Union, and as far as I know, there's no plans to change the use. General business wraps in around near the Highway 18 produce, and the properties in and adjacent to it, and fast food restaurant on the corner, which is Zaxby's, and then everything up South Sterling Street toward the hospital district. The land development plan doesn't change a whole lot from that, or doesn't vary a whole lot from that. Let's see if I can get it enlarged here. From the existing zoning category, you can see the area is still shown in office and institutional green, where the property is questioned. But the area of development, there are vacant properties in and around the interchange, that could develop in a general business fashion or general commercial. The property in question was developed for commercial banking as a commercial banking facility, which is also a use that's permitted in general business. This change to general business at this location, it would not significantly alter the direction of the Mission 2030 plan. The two zones are very similar in nature, especially when it's combined as a donut hole around everything that's commercial. Anyway, preserving areas that's pre-developed, so preserving an area for expansion of the Foothills Higher Education Center is probably not an issue here. We don't anticipate that would impact those plans. Future rezonings, the majority of the surrounding area is either zoned or used for general business purposes, with the exception of the Foothills Higher Education Center, which is strictly institutional. The staff does not anticipate similar requests from adjacent parcels in the area. Spot zoning would not be a problem since it is used as a commercial use presently, and is also adjacent to other general business uses and districts across the roadway. We do not anticipate significant impacts to the surrounding properties. That's been used for commercial office use for a number of years. There are very few residences in the near vicinity of this request, and we do not anticipate additional impacts from the request. General business districts do allow some alterations to existing conditions, such as larger signage. It also allows open outdoor storage and longer hours of operation and different uses if the property would ever change and be utilized for something else. So there are potential impacts, but that we do not anticipate that to be a significant problem for the adjacent area. The staff recommends, because this area has been used for general business and light and office institutional uses traditionally in the past, and the property is away from residential impacts, it does not significantly impact the Mission 2030 plan. We would recommend approval of this request.
Okay,
If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Lee. Is there any questions from the members of our commission for Lee?
How large a signing are we talking about here? That I've been by and seen what they have there, and also that bank has been cleaned off to the. If you go east,
Where the wooded area is shown on the screen, they
yes,
clean this
all
area
that's
off.
been cleared. Is that
All of that is in an attempt to get higher visibility to the site. The owners are having difficulty for folks trying to find their bank. The current signage allowed in office and institutional is 25 square feet at a maximum of 12 feet in height. Their current site is in compliance with the sign ordinance. I think I have a photograph. Yeah, there we go. This is the existing signage on the site. General business would allow that sign to go up to 30 feet in height and allow a sign that would be 2 square foot per linear foot of building frontage. That building is probably 45, 50 feet long. So that means they could go up to a 100 square foot sign, so it could be 3 times the size of the sign, 4 times the size that they have right now. And on a pole, which I think they wish to locate back in the back portion of the property.
Right.
That could get visibility to South Sterling Street.
South Sterling. That's what I thought. So they wouldn't be allowed to have two signs in. They wouldn't keep the one they have now and add one? Or is
They
that-
can only have one freestanding sign, and they would have to choose the location of that. They are still allowed to have wall signage, and they can have flag signs. They can have some other type of signage depending on what they want, but they can have some of those under their current zoning.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to open this point of our agenda to public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this zoning request and speak in favor of it?
Yes, sir. I'm Kelly McKinney. I'm the manager.
All right, please step to one of the podiums and give us your name and your address, please.
My name is Kelly McKinney, and my
Your address.
residence address,
Yes, that's
2808 Fairview Road in Marion.
Marion. Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm the manager at Telco, and like the gentleman mentioned, we are wanting more recognition. We're afraid that many people that live in Burke County are even unaware that we're there or what we do there. Right now we service 3,148 Burke County residents, but we still feel like there are a lot of people who don't know what we offer. We are a not-for-profit organization. We're very beneficial, we believe, to the community by offering lower interest rates and competitive deposit rates as well. And we would really love to be able to open ourselves up to more of the community and let them know where we are. I worked at another business for over a year here in Burke County and passed it every day and had no idea where it was until I actually interviewed for the position. And I'm afraid there are more people in Burke County who have no idea where we are.
Okay. Questions for your name again, sir?
Kelly McKinney.
McKinney.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Mr. McKinney? I do have a question. Since you're a credit union, many people understand it. That's by membership.
Yes, sir.
What is the qualifying criteria for membership?
If you live, work, worship, or go to school in one of the counties that we serve, you can become a member.
Okay. We're giving you an opportunity to get yourself out there. Any other questions?
Are you affiliated at all with Grace Hospital, or do you have a lot of...
Yes, sir. They are one of our select employer groups. So we are affiliated with Grace Hospital.
Any other question? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this petition? Okay, we're going to change if there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak against the petition. And seeing none, we will close that for public comment, bring it back to the commission for discussion or a motion.
I make a motion that we change it from office institution to general business.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second to that motion?
I would second that.
I have a second. Do we have any further discussion? Questions, comments? All right, I'll bring it up for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, seeing none, this will go to City Council for their decision August the 5th. And as far as new business, now we have other items for discussion. Is there anyone here on our commission that has something that they want to get off their chest? Or, Lee, do you have...
Just one item. The City Council will hold its public hearing for the new budget this coming Monday evening, I believe 6 p.m. In this chamber. One of the items that has been requested on behalf of the Planning Commission is a new zoning ordinance, budget for a new zoning ordinance. So there are funds currently shown in the budget, if it's approved, that we will be moving forward with a selection of consultant and the development of a new zoning ordinance, which this commission will have a lot of input into and discussion. So hopefully that will gain some support, and we will start that process maybe probably August or September. Just depends on how long it would take once the budget's approved and us to select the consultant to work with. So I'll be giving you more information as we move forward in that process.
How is Morganton Heights developing? I know it's keeping the inspection department real busy. Right?
Coming along very well. Some of the temporary power is on in some of the major anchor stores. They should have certificate of occupancies issued within the next couple weeks on a few of the spaces. As far as openings, we still do not know exactly what the opening dates will be on those stores. It's left up to the retailers. I've heard rumors that some of the stores may not open until the Walmart opens. So they're still probably October before they're ready to open their doors. Some of the Belks is on target to open at that same date. Dick's Sporting Goods, which has been announced, which hasn't even started. They are planning to have their opening at the same time. So that will be a 45,000 square foot space that will go up very rapidly. But the contractors are on site and they're ready to start that space as well. They're having very good lease up, I understand. And so there's information out at City Hall. We update the maps and the occupants as much as we can, as we're aware of, as the developers make us aware of who the tenants are going to be. So they seem to be doing pretty well. On the counter side of that, the other shopping centers, the Fiddler's Run and the Magnolia Plaza, that's an item that we're going to have to take up and have some serious discussions about what happens in those locations and how we can help those continue to survive and thrive, and what some of the zoning ordinance amendments may be ideas to specifically address those areas that are in need of redevelopment, and things that we can do from a regulatory side to encourage and help that happen as much as possible. So those are ideas that hopefully the consultant will help us with, and that's certainly things on my front burner, because we do not want to see those areas decline for extended periods of time. We want to be able to help those property owners be vibrant. So we will see what we can do to encourage that.
Any information on the 105 exit project as well as the Nola Road widening project?
That project continues to go along on schedule. The eastbound bridge should be opening very soon. In fact, this month they're expecting to open traffic back up on the eastbound section. Then they will start demolishing pretty soon after that the westbound lane bridge and start reconstruction on that. The temporary bridge that's in right now, once that's done, that will be removed, and they're still scheduled to have an opening of that bridge of July of next year. So the Enola Road project seems to be on schedule as far as I know. They've started construction of the new bridge. You can see on portions of both bridges the rock work, the stone work that is being done. That was part of the Mission 2030 and some of the recommendations of the Community Appearance Commission some years back to create gateways into the city as new interchanges are built. And so sometimes it takes years and years and years to get those plans done. Fortunately, they've kept me around long enough to see a plan actually get implemented, and that's a good thing. So I'm pleased. I'm anxious to see what the colorization and stuff looks like on all the bridges and overpasses. I think it's going to be a nice, attractive entryway into Morganton. It's like your front door. So of your house, you want people to be proud of it, and I think that'll show very well once that's finished next summer. That'll be quite an accomplishment, I think, for the city to have implemented that. The DOT will have one of probably more unique interchanges, two of the more unique interchanges in North Carolina. So that's something to be proud of. And that schedule, I think, the Enola Road project is scheduled to be completed in September of next year. So it's about 3 or 4 months behind the 105 project.
If those of you who haven't really studied what's been going on that Hennerdon property, the developer has done a beautiful job at the end of Hennerdon Road. They made a nice turnaround. It's landscape. You can park there and there's an overlook and study just the city that's being built out there. Literally, it is a city.
It is that.
It's mind-boggling. It really is. But they've done a beautiful job of landscaping.
I'm aware of 2 new businesses that are coming. What Chick-fil-A is.
Chick-fil-A has
Burton
gotten their
Avenue.
plans approved to locate across from Western Piedmont Community College beside of Cookout, between that and the Allisons.
So that corridor is going to get real busy.
Yeah, so that construction should start. You say Burger King?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, Burger King, their plans have also been approved to do a demolition at the existing Burger King at the Fleming and Sterling Street intersection. That should start very soon. Demolish and rebuild on the existing site. They're going to put one of their new Burger King sites there. They decided that was the location they wanted to be at. So.
And then the old site is what, a new Japanese restaurant? Is that what I understand?
The old site on 181 is getting ready to open with Oishi Japanese restaurant. So it's nice to see that's in the town continuing.
And Family Dollar, I think, is a
Dollar General.
And there's a new Mexican restaurant in La Montana. It's being inspected, and it will be opening soon.
economy's coming around.
Yeah, we're starting to see some things happen. Yeah, it's money's moving around again.
Any update on the Meeting Street apartment that came before the board several months ago?
They have made it through their first round of funding through the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, and they are now in the final selections. I talked with the, I guess he would be the director of their agency the other week, and they said that they will be making a decision in August. So once the decision's made, I feel like that hopefully we came out with good scores on it in the first round, so hopefully it'll get funded, and we'll see a new senior living project across the street next year.
What about the property across from Comma?
That property is under contract with the North Carolina School for the Deaf Foundation for a new senior living project. It's the one that was proposed at the corner of Berkmont and Fleming. The sign's still out there, and they may still have that property under option as well, but they're working on financing and funding for a new, I think it's about 60 units across from Comma, dedicated to the deaf community. So that'll be a very unique senior living attraction, I think, for the area, especially with the School for the Deaf here. And they think that there'll be folks from all over the nation that would be interested in living in a fully accessible deaf community designed specifically for them.
I think that's a much better location for that than previously what they had.
Easier access, safer access,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, this is a little out of planning and zoning things, but I think we ought to mention that on June 27th they're having a job fair for the new shopping center at the Foothills Higher Education Center, and if it starts at 9 o'clock, people that are unemployed, it's going to be an excellent opportunity to get down and get yourself a job. There'll be plenty to be had, so I think there's a flyer that is on Compass Cable now that runs for more details if the public is invited to participate in that. So
I understand. I think there's 7 industries participating in that. Also,
yes,
is my understanding, and quite a few service groups. Is going
it's
to
going to be a big thing.
there.
So get there
That's
early.
being conducted by.
It's being sponsored by Burke Development, and a lot of the local stores and so forth are donating things. They'll have refreshments and so forth, but the main thing there is jobs that will be in the shopping center. And a lot of those jobs will be start before. You know, you have to set up a store before you can open it. So a lot of those jobs could start earlier once the store is released from inspections.
Great.
I do have one other item. You may have noticed on the sides of a few of the roadways on 105 coming in and out 181, some concrete bases that have been poured recently. That is for the new wayfinding signs for the tourism effort. Our first 2 phases will be installed hopefully within the next 30 days. They're in fabrication right now, the new signage. That was part of Mission 2030 recommendations as well, to direct our tourists and our visitors from Interstate 40 into our different attractions, officially designating Morganton as having a river district. So we will have a formal river district now that offers folks an opportunity to come down to the river and enjoy those items, the downtown area, the visitor center, any of our historical museum, and all the other places that people would find attractive that would like to visit and find an easier way to get around town. These signs will direct them. They're very attractive, and I hope folks will enjoy having those up. I think they're going to be a nice addition to the community.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Again, I'd like to thank the new members to our commission for joining us tonight, and in the future look for your sage advice and input. And at this time, I'll make a motion that we move to adjourn.